What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Can Jesse Fix It? Wainscoting edition. Today we're not working on the deck. We're taking it inside for a couple days to do some wainscoting for my steps. This project was a little bit of a headache for me. Angles are my kryptonite, but I'm here to take you through the process and how we figured out the problem. So what I originally did was took one measurement of one box going up the steps and then decided to do a bolt cut. But as you can see, those angles didn't necessarily work out. I did use an angle finder. I thought that would be easier for me to use, but that didn't necessarily work. So what we ended up doing was scrapping the whole idea. Ended up having to go back to Lowe's to buy some more wood panels and pretty much redo the cuts, which was very time consuming. So there's a couple of things we need to do to try to figure this out. It's basic mathematics, finding the intersection of 2 points. Once I figured out that was the case, we pretty much tried to do that process. As you can see with the lines drawn in each cut, and same cut here. And figured it out. Not clean, but we'll use some wood filler and caulking at the end. So once we had that process, we ended up doing this whole thing going up the steps. Now, the thing about my house is each cut, the staircase by my steps, the wall is not level. So each cut had to be done one by one, which was very time consuming. Literally going piece by piece, cut by cut, taking it outside, and then doing the cut and bringing it back in. So we're able to do that. We're able to pretty much get this done, and then this is where we had our first roadblock. Now, what I've noticed here was I did some drywall work here a couple years ago to clean up the wall because we had a crack, and pretty much left a lump in the wall. What that did was throw these measurements off and this cut. So I had to figure out what this wainscoting box was going to be going up and how to frame or do this cut so you wouldn't notice the lump in the wall. So that took a little bit of time, but essentially we figured it out. And then just told me as a DIY guy that you always got to think 3 to 4 steps ahead when doing these projects, and leave yourself room for error. So once we got all the cuts settled, I figured let me go grab my nail gun out the garage and start nailing. Always do a check before I bring it inside just in case, make sure it's charged, and notice that it wasn't shooting any type of nails. Now, I've heard that Ryobi is not a good tool. It's a beginner's tool. Had to figure out why it wasn't shooting any nails. I found a video on YouTube that showed how to kind of open up the Ryobi tool and try to fix the nailer. So we tried that a couple times, took it apart, cleaned it, threw some oil in it, put it back together, and then tried to give it a couple shots, but it still didn't work. So my advice to all the new DIY guys out there is steer clear of Ryobi tools. They do have a couple good ones, basic ones, but for me, this is the second Ryobi nailer that I purchased, and this is the second time I've been burnt by Ryobi. So all I have to say, we won't be using Ryobi anymore, and we're going to eventually phase these tools out and work more towards DeWalt and other tools for around the house projects. So yeah. So yeah, as you can see, had enough of trying to fix that. I had to throw that in the trash to take a trip to Lowe's. Came back with a Craftsman brad nailer. This is an 18 gauge nailer, straight out the box. Getting ready to go because I just wanted to get the rest of these wall panelings on the wall before the night was done, before the day was done. That way I could focus on just trying to get it sanded and painted for tomorrow. So Craftsman, what's up? It's my first Craftsman tool. I don't have any Craftsman tools. This is the first one. I did some reviews before buying. Basic brad nailers for me. Nothing too fancy on the nailer, just in case I need to do some paneling inside the house. Some more wainscoting anywhere that I decide to do. Just need a basic quick go-to brad nailer gun. So 18 gauge gun works fine. Have no issues with it straight out the box, and yeah, good to go. That battery was hell getting it open. I don't know why they have the battery packaged so tight, but you made it work. All right, now we got our nail gun fixed. Time to get all these wood pieces onto the wall, nailed down and fastened tight. Once I got into a good groove, I figured out a process of getting all these cut. This day went by a little bit faster, so as you can see here, everything is on and fastened and ready to go. Had to use a little bit of glue for one of those panels, but we made it work. And yeah, it's looking good. Second to last day, sanding all this down, trying to get it as smooth as possible. Got the steps covered just because I didn't feel like vacuuming and cleaning up. Just wanted to wrap up paper and get it done. But sanding this down, getting all the nails down as much as we can, anything that's not in as far as nails, and then to the paint process. If you know me, If you know me, you know I don't like painting, but today felt kind of relaxing more than usual. So yeah, cue the Bob Ross music, y'all. And here's the finished project. Wainscoting on our steps. Like and subscribe to this channel.